Hello and welcome to Morning Meeting. It's Wednesday morning and we're meeting. We're talking. Hello and welcome to Morning Meeting, Building Jomboy Media. My name's Jimmy. His name is Maddie, and we are talking
about a bunch of stuff.
We didn't do the episode last week. You were on vacation. I was going to do a solo one that was going to be weird and unique, but then I just so backed up with work. And I was stressed, so I didn't do it.
Yeah, well, we'll keep this one high and tight. It's an exciting one because I really enjoy when we do a lot of questions, mailbag, episode style. We have 2 or 3 fun announcements at the top, or just checking back in, and then we'll dive right into the questions. So if you have any questions, leave them below now in the comment section, and we will do our best to answer all of them next week.
All right. Yeah, subscribe, leave questions, all that. You went to Disney in Paris. I got lost there as a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
I did go to Disneyland Paris.
Had to be one of the scariest moments of my parents' parenting.
How long?
We were leaving the exit, and I was being stubborn. I was probably 8 or 9 years old. And I was like, this line's shorter over there. And they were like, we're just going to do this line. Stop. And I think they were just like, just shut up. We're going to do this line. And I was like, that line's shorter. So I just went to that line by myself and got out of the park safely. And they didn't realize I did that. I did that a couple times as a kid where I hope James doesn't do that. It's scary. They also thought they lost me on Manly Beach in Australia once because I kind of like pouted and left. I went to Shelly Beach. And then I was just standing. Like I went to the other side. I was just standing and waiting. But then I was getting scared because I was like, wait, did they beat me? Did I beat them? But when we went to the Hard Rock Cafe, which was outside the exit, that was our meeting place in case anyone got lost.
Okay. Well, good to have a meeting place.
Yeah.
Hard Rock Cafe is not there anymore, so you would have been lost. Just saying.
Maybe I would have saved it, given it good press.
Yeah. Well, let's dive in here. The past week was exciting because you were officially announced as a Cricket World Cup commentator. I know that especially on this show, there's been rumblings, but that announcement was 100% made. What was the reaction, not only online, but like in the office once that whole thing started to stir?
I think the office kind of knew about it. I mean, but it was a good reaction online that I saw. I'm sure there's some people saying, who the fuck is this guy? I think there's going to be a lot of that. I don't think people that don't know cricket realize how big this is. They have me as part of the Pakistan versus India game, which is in New York, and that will be watched by 1.2 billion people. And they have a role for me. I'm not sure my role still, so I'm very nervous. Imposter syndrome is getting like huge. I feel like I need to study a ton. I think my role is going to be like building, kind of like break down like packages and then walking through them, like after celebration, like, you know, talking about the silliness of the celebration, or like pointing out people in the crowd, or, you know, he moved the fielder. And that's like some of the breakdown stuff I did that they said that he moved the fielder and then the ball went right to him. And you could see, he says, thank you and stuff like that, which I do love. But yeah, I'm in like broadcast, like school training right now. Like I did 2 hours yesterday. I'm doing 2 hours again. He had me just kind of like mock broadcast a game as if he was like the lead, like play-by-play, and I was color, and he just threw it to me. And I haven't been that shy / shocked / out of my element since I was like a kid in school. And I was just like, like, what's a what? Like baseball, I could do that. I don't know if I'd be a great broadcaster, but I could fill the air with words. But I was like, I don't. Eventually, I got going and found some like good stuff, and like could like then. But I was also mock stuff for me is so hard. So yeah, I'm doing 2 hours again today, going through it, which is very cool because I can take that and like we can lean on it in all of our production stuff. But yeah, it's been scary. It's so soon. I don't have time to get a haircut, and I have to get a haircut because I'm flying out Friday morning. Tomorrow we're at the warehouse all day, and then I'm flying out Friday morning. I have to get a haircut at some point.
Are you not allowed to wear a hat?
Probably not. I think I'm wearing a suit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I had to send in all my
That's funny.
sizes and stuff. So I'm going to Dallas alone Friday, and I gotta meet everyone. I don't know. I'm such a shy person, and I'm gonna be so out of my element. It's gonna be very hard for me. I'm gonna have to like fake a lot of confidence, so it feels fine, because it's not my element. At least when I go to the New York ones, Ryan will be going with me, so I'll have someone to like banter with, or like talk to, like an ally. But yeah, this first one's in Dallas. It's USA versus Canada. So I'm excited. I'm very excited. We posted a couple clips, and like the traction they got is huge. So I think on socials, we probably the awareness will grow. Yeah. And we've gotten so many requests for interviews, but I really don't have time. But I want to do them because that's the whole point, is to like grow awareness. So,
when is the first game that you're on?
June 1st, the first game, USA versus Canada.
So that's what, Saturday? Yeah.
This Saturday.
So you're flying down Friday, you meet all the people, and then Saturday you're on the air.
Yeah.
And do you know where people can watch?
Willow TV in the US.
You have to pay?
Yeah, it is a bit of a bummer. You have to pay. I thought it might be on ESPN Plus, which is also paid platform, but a lot of people have Hulu and Disney, and then you also get ESPN Plus. Not a lot of people have Willow TV, but they have the rights to it. So I believe it's $8 a month. If you have cable, you can add the TV channel, and then you get access to the app as well. And the app is easy to use and all that. But yeah, that is, I believe, in the US where you're watching, which is a little bit of a bummer, obviously, because they want to reach new audience and all that. But the one thing that, like, the comments that I saw that I like that I got to remember is people that are not new to the sport. There's two comments and two things I think I can do on the broadcast. One is, if you are new and tuning in and from the US, I can break it down in a relatable way, comparing it to like our sports and baseball and even some other sports. And then the other thing is, some people that are cricket fans have grown up with cricket. Even professional broadcasters and professional players that we've met have said, you say things, and because you have a different point of view, you're actually making me go, yeah, that's right. Sometimes, like, you watch like a British guy watches baseball and they say some things and you're like, oh yeah, that is kind of like weird that happens. We don't realize that.
Right.
On like the test broadcast, one moment I said that one of the things I love about cricket is that they have a team celebration after every wicket, almost like a goal in hockey. You don't have a lot of team on-field celebrations in U.S. sports, besides like a touchdown, but like that big everyone get together and hug each other, even if you weren't part of the play.
Yeah.
And he was like, I've never thought about that before.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's all exciting. And then are you just down there for this weekend, and then it's
I fly back Sunday morning.
Okay. So then it's a bunch of New York games.
And then I'll be on the New York games Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I think that's it.
Okay.
It's like 8 games or something like that.
Damn.
And then if they want me to continue, then I will maybe be part of the finals in Guyana.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, the next 3 weeks are insane. So my breakdown output and other video outputs are going to like go down. I won't be able to go on some Talkin Yanks. I won't be able to do this show. I might do some just like in the car on the way.
Right.
Very like impromptu. But my next 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks are crazy. Because because we're also filming so much at the warehouse. So if I'm not at the cricket match, the ICC matches, which are going to be all day, I'm going to be there all day, then I will be at the warehouse playing in Captain's League floorball or Warehouse Cup floorball right afterwards. Mm-hmm. So I have, in the next 3 weeks, I have 3 days in the office to do like my stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do my best to not get burnt out and grumpy and all that, because it's an amazing opportunity, but I just really have to check in on my sleep and family time and make sure I get everything that rejuvenates me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And one weekend out of the next 4, we're having Claire's birthday party.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, crazy.
Before we get to all the questions, there was one other thing that I definitely wanted to hit on, and will impact everybody because I assume that a lot of the listeners here are listening to a lot of our baseball programming on the podcast apps as well. We launched, and I don't know if we've publicly said it or if we're just, it's in the background and this is the first time you're hearing of it, but we made a JM Baseball RSS podcast feed. So on Spotify, Apple, Google, etc., wherever you listen to your podcasts, if you search JM Baseball, now there's a new podcast on all of these platforms that will house all of our baseball podcasts. But all of those podcasts will still be on their original feeds as well. So Talkin Yanks will still be on the Talkin Yanks feed where you normally get it. We're just adding in this additional JM Baseball feed, which will be like a second. On the back end, they're literally called clones. So a second clone of the same episode. But just if you're somebody that listens to all of them, here's a spot where you can listen to all of them and also find some new shows along the way too.
Yeah, we have a ton of baseball content. So it's kind of one place to house it all for audio-only people.
Yeah.
It's like a playlist, like a giant playlist on YouTube that we could upload. We should do that too.
Probably. Yeah.
Just like a JM Baseball.
On JM Baseball.
I don't know if people use YouTube that way, but people use podcasts that way. Like when I was working at 9 to 5, I listened to podcasts from 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So if there was an aggregate account of all of it, that's kind of what I did when I was younger, like with Barstool Radio. I just like put it on. Or like Mike and the Mad Dog. Like it would be like 6 hours straight.
Yeah.
Or The Fan, you just listen to it the whole day. So this would be our version of like, here's a day's worth of baseball talk. Cherry Pinstripe, Shea Station, Talkin Yanks, Talkin Baseball, Compound. What's that?
Baseball Today, Chris Rose Rotation, Swamp Donkey.
Yeah, all of that. So hopefully it helps with discovery as well on our side for some of the other shows. And then also learning from the Dan Patrick show and how you can just kind of retweet. That's how my brain knows it.
Yeah.
Shows. Like we can take the you subscribe to Talkin Yanks feed on audio only, and we can Spotify or Apple, both, or is it just app?
No, you can subscribe everywhere, yeah.
So we can retweet an episode from Shea Station onto our feed. So that's how like Dan Patrick promotes a lot of their shows and upcoming shows, and it works really well. So our eyes kind of got opened, and we're like, hey, when the Yankees and the Mets play, we should do that. When the Yankees and the Phillies play, we should do that for Cherry Pinstripes. When they play each other, they should do that. I want the people to know it's happening. Were you here? I don't know if you were gone when I said this or I said it before you left.
Yeah, make a little intro, yeah.
So that's why I wanted to build a calendar. Did you and Sam look at that?
Yeah, I sent out calendar invites. I would say over the next 4 months, 75% of the weeks, there will be a show onto a new feed. So like your example, Shea Station, when the Mets play the Yankees, the Shea Station episode will just be cloned onto the Yankees.
Do you have a grand calendar of that?
Feed. In paper, yeah, it's on my desk.
All right, yeah, I want to see it because I don't want to overdo it, but I also want to make sure we tackle the moments when it like totally makes sense, and then the gaps where like there's nothing, like or like hey, this Baseball Today episode was good, instantly put it on. Like that could be a reactionary one. Once we establish that it happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the Talkin Yanks, Talkin Baseball, and Baseball Today feeds, all of those feeds will have 1 or 2 a month over the next 4 months of all of our newer or smaller shows that we're looking to, just give them a bump and show them to a new audience that might like those shows as well. And then in addition to it, it's working the same way on the back end. But yeah, there's the new JM Baseball RSS feed where, like Jimmy said, you could just press play and you'll have a whole day's worth of baseball content just play in a row.
The other thing for this channel and for growing and new content that I wanted to ask you about was my personal Instagram's at 200K now. Ryan's been crushing it, returning out old content, bringing it back up.
Yeah.
I want to get some newer stuff going as well. Like he's going to be with me for a lot of this cricket stuff to cover behind the scenes of that. And we should take anything he does that's not like repurposed old breakdowns and put it on this channel.
Definitely.
Behind the scenes for people that aren't on Instagram that much. If you're listening to this now, and you want to subscribe, that would help us a ton. It's been a little bit of a lull because it's a little bit of back burner, and the format of this channel and show might have to change as we go through like this busy ass section of June and July.
Yep.
To not sit down once a week for like an hour, but more. I think Ryan's been getting just behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes he puts it just as like an Instagram story, but I feel like we should put that here on the YouTube.
Yeah, that's what we did that with the watermelon donut review. That was just an Instagram story. And then I put it as a short here, 8.7K views.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We'll just keep doing that, especially like the cricket stuff, behind the scenes, to and from, thoughts like that.
Mm-hmm.
That would be fun.
Cool. All right. There's one more bullet there if you want to talk about it. Otherwise, you got to tell the people who this episode is brought to. Yeah.
Nah, we'll skip that for now. Farmer's dog. I feed my dogs every day. Do you? Well, if you want to make that easier, you can get Farmer's Dog. They send you the food. It's higher quality food. They also send the food pre-portioned. You just cut the bag open, slide it out into the bowl. Your dogs love it. They might have some gas because they like it so much. My dogs fart after they eat it. But I think that's kind of like a healthy thing because I got some relatives who are health nuts and they fart after they eat food too. All those nuts and veggies and shit. Anyway, it's smart, healthy pet food that you can feel good about feeding your pup. It's the best option for dogs of all life stages. If you have a dog that was just born or you have a dog nearing death, they can both enjoy this food. It doesn't matter if your dog is young or old. I already told you that. It's always the right time to begin investing in their health. Help keep your dog healthy and playing ball with 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/morningmeeting. Plus, you get free shipping. Just go to farmersdog.com/morningmeeting to get 50% off.
All right. We got like 12 questions or so we can just rip through them and then we'll be out of here in a little bit.
All
Ready?
Right. Rapid fire pace. Let's do it.
All right. Somewhat of news broke this week, so Coney asked about it. Is what's happening this week to Fuzzy and some other accounts with YouTube monetization and MLB bulk claiming an entire backlog of videos happening to you too? Both are temporarily stopping with new videos.
So Fuzzy already got this fixed. He's back, he said. They worked something out. This is... I have no idea what I'm about to say. This is all just kind of like from what I've experienced. So if it's like wrong and someone wants to email and say, actually, this is right, I will correct myself. But from our experience, every June or July or this time of year, the MLB, whoever they pays to do all their copyright stuff or their lawyer department, like I know some entities pay a third party to do all their claiming. We've talked to the ICC about this, and they said, no, we pay someone to do that. And getting someone whitelisted is like tough because you have to like navigate that through your partnership. So I don't know if MLB has a third party that they use to do all their claiming. It seems like they do a yearly audit because 2 years ago was in June. Last year was early July. This year it's late May, and they back catalog like a year's worth of claims. So this happened to us 2 years ago in June, and we figured it out, dealt with it then. And then I think that last year, like Jolly got it in July.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, that's kind of just like some background. Like I think they do big sweeps like this. It seems like then, and they're just a little egregious with the sweeps. Like Close Call Sports had college videos that MLB claimed, and we had that as well. Like what? This isn't even MLB footage.
Mm-hmm.
How could you do that? And that's where they're just kind of, I don't know. The whole system's bizarre. I'm glad that Fuzzy got it worked out. I hope Close Call Sports got it worked out as well because she does really good work. But it's I don't know. It's just kind of what it is. And the other thing is like we get claims like this somewhat regularly soon. Like I know certain sports, if I cover them, I will get claimed. They won't block it or strike it. That's the really shitty stuff, but they'll claim it. Like, yeah, there's certain leagues out there that I'm like, all right, is this worthwhile? They're going to claim it, but We can still sell on it in other ways. And it still helps marketing and promo and stuff like that. Like college. College sports. There's a company out there that pays all the colleges to run their YouTubes, basically. They take their games and put them on YouTube or do highlight packages on YouTube. So they're paying for the YouTube rights for these colleges. So anytime I do something college, just know that's not getting monetized, which is now why I rather put those inside of things you missed or put them in a short, which is going to help with marketing and subscribers. I do have some college breakdowns that I just edited that I might do as their own. But yeah, so it sucks. It's bad and it stinks, but also they're not blocking or striking, and that's the worst thing that can happen. But if it is fair use and the fair use laws continue to change, or it's not called fair use, it's called fair dealings. No, that's in the UK. It's a different term that they actually use. They're changing every year, closer to our side, to the creator side. Where, like, you know, if it's not the same exact thing, it's different. But close call sports is transformative and critical and educational. So that's crazy to me. Now, I don't want Fuzzy to get claimed either. I don't want us to get claimed. I don't want Jolly to get claimed. But if anyone has fair use or fair dealings, it's close call sports. That is completely transforming and educational. So that kind of was a bummer to see.
Yeah. Speaking of baseball YouTubers, Cade Chili's asked, is Foolish Bailey a JM employee? What is the relationship there?
No. Not like an employee. I don't know that. I think he's working.
Yeah, he's
contracted now to do some Wake and Jake episodes.
Yes, yeah,
but that's not an employee. Salaried employee. He's a good friend. Yeah. I enjoyed having him in the office, and everyone was excited to have him in the office and do content with him, and we like collaborating. But I wouldn't say he's his own entity. So
yeah. Next up, Nicholas Rizzi asked about Threads. Is there any plan in place to expand the company's presence on Threads?
Oh, that's not a question for me. I'd have to ask Taylor.
All right, I'll answer it. No, the opposite. So our social team posted everything. They used to say, oh, we're all 6 platforms. So they would post everything that was going on. Twitter, for example, would also go on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and they were posting everything on Threads. They saw virtually no return and no growth there. So I think last month they officially stopped doing Threads. So it's a little bit of the opposite.
All right.
Cade had asked another good question about the YouTube algorithm. Does YouTube promote a channel more if they post more frequently? For example, YouTube is more willing to promote Talkin Baseball because there's 3 episodes compared to Morning, which only has 1. I think
if they're performing well, I think if Morning was going once a week and getting 100,000 views, it would promote Morning more than 3 Talkin Baseballs that are getting 20,000 views each. But I'm not sure. But I think so. I think it's just about routine.
Yeah.
And YouTube knowing, hey, they post this, like this is part of a rhythm, and the audience knows it's a rhythm, and we can promote it, and they can have it has legs. And then also what is, and I don't even know if that's YouTube's routine or that's building a routine with your audience, which then kickstarts the algorithm because you have like viewers knowing when it drops and watching right away.
Yeah,
definitely. I would guess the latter, but again, I don't know.
Yeah, no, YouTube's algorithm takes in immediate performance into play. So if a video performs well fast, the algorithm will pick it up a lot faster and push it. And then if it continues to do well, which is where Jimmy's saying if a video were to get 100,000 views, it'll just keep pushing it until the views eventually die off. So it's less, YouTube's algorithm doesn't promote based on frequency. It just pushes based on performance.
Yeah. But frequency will help performance.
Might help performance just because you're getting people into the rhythm more often.
Yeah.
All right. Next question comes from Jacob. He said, "Hey, I saw that Zoe is doing some basketball breakdowns. Was that a decision you all made to pull in more audience, or something that Zoe was doing for fun / for the Reels push?"
Zoe loves basketball and he loves breaking it down, so he just wanted to start doing that on his own, which is awesome. So yeah, he sent me a couple, and I talked about it with just gave my thoughts, which was cool. I like that Zoe will send me stuff and ask my opinion, and appreciates my opinion, I guess. But it's definitely stuff like that. That's a lot of breaking footage down and building narrative around clips and shit like that. So no, not pushed, but it's awesome. That's what I want all creators to be doing, is starting new streams and rivers and shit of content, different styles, formats, topics. So I was excited that he was doing those.
Yeah, and they've popped off to a degree. The first one got 10K views almost, I think, which is cool. All right, fun one here from our good friend Merrick. He said, "I bought a Jomboy Media All-Star jersey, and I remember Jimmy saying if he ever saw someone wearing one, he would buy them a beer. Has anyone taken him up on this offer?"
No, I don't think so. Maybe.
Not yet.
I also said if I ever saw someone wearing our baggage shirt, I'd give him all the money in my wallet.
Yeah. And
some people came to our show in Tampa wearing it, and I had no cash on me. But recently, I've had a ton of cash on me because we sold some back patio furniture, and the dude paid me in $100 bills. And I've been kind of scared that I'm going to have to give it to someone.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is, usually I have $40 on me at most.
Right.
And that would be funny enough. I'd be like, whatever.
Yeah.
Here, you did it. You got me on a good day. But I had $300 on me, and I was like, I better not see someone who's wearing it and then ask for my money. That would be terrible.
Yeah. I mean, get rid of that money before.
I'm almost out. I'm using it on things that, frills.
Frills.
Yeah.
I did that in Europe because we had euros. I was like, you got to get rid of these.
Yeah.
Just buy stuff.
I'm not going to pay the parking attendant in cash. It's a waste of that transaction. I buy something that I don't want Katie to see, ice cream.
You're buying ice cream in cash.
I had ice cream down the shore. I had 2 large ice creams and went for it.
Ooh.
It was mine, and then Katie didn't eat hers, so I ate that. And then I'm done.
How was the shore?
Good. I get sick. I don't know if it's the mold down there or just the express change into summer and my body can't take it. But every Memorial Day when we go down, I get sick. So that sucked.
All right. Let's go to Preston's question. And this is a little bit broader than just what he's asking. He said, will there be Codenames anytime soon?
No plans of it right now. I think we want to grow that channel a little more and find a little more stability with everything we're doing.
Yeah.
Current attack plan is to take the things that are working and make them bigger. And if we were, the next step would be starting entertainment again in that kind of a way.
Yeah.
There's plans. We just don't have the abilities, the people, the time right now. So it's more, we have to check some boxes off in other areas before we can go, okay, now let's go build that again.
Yeah, we have some fun content ideas. We had said we're not thinking about that until 50,000 subscribers on JME, just to help with sales goals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's
true.
S. Dero said, I recently watched Grown Losers and thought it was awesome. How long did it take you to write / edit, and would you consider doing more scripted sitcom type shows?
Oh, that was if anyone doesn't know, it was my thesis at film school. I did 5 episodes, maybe 6 to 10 minute episodes of a show. It was Jake and I and our friend Nick, and I wrote it all and directed it all and edited it all for my film school called Grown Losers. We filmed 2 episodes in November, and then I flew them back out to film 3 more in February, and then the 5 episodes together were the show. How long did it take us? I think we filmed 3 episodes in 3 days and 2 episodes in 2 days, so it was an episode a day. They were short though, and then they were just around our house. We had all my classmates were audio, sound, and my DP and my producer, of the day, like AD, like running the show and stuff like that. It was fun. I learned the most skills I learned from that film school and doing that is what we do for the warehouse, like building a run of show, building positions and roles and all that. That's what I learned. But I wrote so many like mini series like that. I wrote a version of Grown Losers where Jake and I coached Little League that I thought was really fun called Little Losers. I had a lot of fun writing that. It's one episode where we were like, it's like Jake and I were fighting over who's the head coach and who's the assistant coach. And we said, all right, well, let's play for it. We draft the teams of our own kids, which demoralizes them. Bad coaching. And then we play against each other. And then at the end, it comes down to like the last at bat. And we're like, well, clause, coach sub clause. And then it turns out into like we both hit the coach sub clause. So then it's just me pitching to Jake and all the kids are just like leave, bored. And that's how it ended. That concept cracked me up. And then I wrote a second season of Grown Losers because we thought it might become something bigger. Like we were talking to Bro Bible or one of those websites that were like going to pick it up. At that point, people thought scripted series were going to be big. Like Barstool started investing in scripted series. Bro Bible did, and Total Frat Move had some. They made a movie, I think, and then none of them worked out.
Like College Humor.
Yeah, but College Humor started that way. These other things, they thought it would be what would go, but then like everyone was like, nah, it's like a lot to produce and pay for, and the results aren't as good as just like a selfie video at a game.
Yeah.
So, but thanks for watching it. That's cool.
We got like 6 more. We'll rip through. Unbreakable said, does Boone know about the various regular old awards that get given out on Talkin Yanks? If not, I think it's a funny trivia question telling him the name of the award.
No, I would say no way he knows about that. That would be funny. Do you know who won the Home Depot award? You know, and he has to guess. I don't think he wouldn't care, but that'd be funny. We could try to work that in. Let him know Brad Osmus has won 4 Yankee MFers.
All right. Knicks content. Ironic timing considering the Knicks are done, but Bob said, hey.
Bob. You know who Bob is, right? Comes to all our events?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. What's up, Bob?
He said, hey, it's Bob, the Talkin Knicks fan.
Yeah. He comes to all our events.
All right. Yeah. I didn't know. He said, listening to this show helps give me some insight. The Knicks aren't in your wheelhouse, but when you do the shorts, they're really good. I can't understand.
They do. They're really good, and I think they do well. I can't understand the time and energy you're putting into cricket and other fringe sports you're doing. Don't have a regular Knicks pod. Well, Bob. Just a fun name to say in that manner. I did that one short where they were talking shit. I made that really quick, and Ben Stiller retweeted it because he was following me for a little bit and is a big Knicks stand. Knicks podcasts are tough. It's hard to make podcasts in those saturated markets where everyone's doing it and everyone has a voice. And like, you know, it's more of like a culture situation. Some people want to do like analytics pods, but that is tougher. You have to be more like, especially basketball, it has to be more like culture related. And basketball is tough regionally because people follow the whole league, not just one team, more so than baseball. Yeah. So, but mostly like for me, I don't enjoy it that much. I enjoy cricket and I enjoy doing what I do in like unsaturated markets where like it's, hey, check this out. I bet you didn't see this. That's kind of what I like doing. So that's where the energy put and stuff into cricket and fringe sports is. And it picks up new audience.
Yep.
But I'm not against people doing Knicks content or Zoe doing basketball content. It's just not where I enjoy my energy going.
Sure. Let's see. Jack is talking about our merch strategy. Recently on Twitter, there was kind of a meme going around how nobody would ever wear your guys' shirts, but the drop ship manufacturing is a fascinating concept. How much of a profit do you guys make on average per shirt design?
There's a meme going around how no one would wear our shirts.
I don't know if he's just saying that people say that in the comments.
Every shirt has more purchases than comments.
Yeah.
But there would be like 5 comments. No one's ever going to wear this. There would be more purchases than comments.
Right.
Every time.
Yeah.
Because people that buy it, they don't care about Twitter life.
Nor will they comment.
Nor will they comment. Just click the link and go on their way.
Yeah.
So what's the question?
I think that was what we can answer. We don't know how much profit we make on average per shirt design.
Oh, it's all different. And it's not a huge margin. Merch isn't a huge margins situation unless you do like specialty one-off things or the prices are crazy or we do like a collab, limited collab. That's where you get like higher margins. For mostly it's helps out with marketing, gets your name out there, builds like community within a fan base. Like, We Got Ice have crushed it with their shirts and their audience. And we did like the Play and Gut shirts, and those were best sellers for that week because that audience is like, part of the community and they want to be part of like what's going on there. So it's not like, the margins aren't, the total revenue can be high, but the margins of the profit margins aren't crazy there. But it's so much more the value that it brings than just profit.
Well said. All right, we got 3 quick ones from the warehouse. Have you guys considered having the top seeds pick their opponents for the playoffs? Asks Chinopino Warrior.
We've done that in Blitzball Battle. We did that in Blitzball Battle 2. We did that in Roulette.
Roulette, yeah.
And we did that in...
I think that's
all?
I think so.
And in the end, it didn't add much.
No.
So, I don't know. Like, I'm not against it in the future if that's the format that works, but it didn't add much. And it would suck if, like, Baggage calls out We Got Ice. I don't know. I think people don't want that on their hands as, like, players because they want to make the best content and the best show and whatever's going to get the most viewers, and I just want to win the game, so I just play the game and win the game, but I don't want to fuck up, like... the programming.
Yeah, we also try for there not to be repeats in that first round of playoffs.
Yeah. So then there would be limited. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Jake Sink said, how did you determine defensive run saves for ball and play?
We had a crew. Me, Jolly, Jack Doyle, and Dalton watched a ton of footage together from Ball and Play 1 to kind of develop what we thought the stat should be. And then Dalton and Jolly and Jack did a lot of the tracking during the games. It was basically if the fielder did not exist, would the ball have hit the wall? If they were all ghosts, and if the answer was yes, then you got run saved because it didn't need to be skill based. It was more positioning based. Are you putting your fielders in the right spot?
Cool. And then last warehouse thing here from Ed, who is a longtime listener and first time commenter. He asked, where in the production process did the ideas for the quote shirts get introduced? And then he also asked if they will be in Captain's League as well, or is that a no because of the lower production budget?
Depends on the shirt style. Like if they're just quotes and fun shirts, I think we could do that for Captain's League. Mm-hmm. People who don't know what we're talking about is there's been like funny slogans or sayings throughout this Ball and Play tournament, and we're just putting them on shirts and turning them around pretty quickly and for fun. And I believe I'm trying to pull up the Slack. When did we film that? March?
Yeah.
Because I believe in the middle of the tournament, I said we should do this. I think. Because I liked Panic Doesn't Panic.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, that was where I started. I'm trying to find if I can find this initial Slack.
Yeah, right here. Tournament planning, March 18th. Oh, no, that's a different idea. I got ahead of myself. Oh, wow.
Maybe it was in Warehouse Games. Warehouse Series. Like the bigger one, not the tournament planning.
Let's see.
And then I had like a list on my notes app, but then I told everyone else, hey, let's just make notes. And then I kind of streamlined like what I thought the process should be right as soon as editing started so the editors could be aware of it. We made a Google sheet so they could put them in there so then the merch team could look at it and make them. Right? I think that's how
Yeah.
Kind of went down.
That is how it went down. I'm not seeing.
Yeah. But it's fun. Like, Panic Doesn't Panic cracked me up. And I was like, we should do that. That's funny. Ball and play orientation at 8 p.m. at the hotel.
I didn't see it.
I bet if I search Panic Doesn't Panic, it'll come up.
Oh.
Because that was the one that cracked me up. And then Rob was wearing his, like, Get Warehoused shirt. You Got Warehoused or whatever it is.
Oh, it's in Design Idea Dump.
Oh, okay.
Friday, March 8th, which is during the filming. Rob Moretti said, ball and play themed, Panic Doesn't Panic. And you said, would be great to make that and drop it at the end of Game 5. We should think of more in-joke t-shirt design concepts to place in the game after a play or something happens.
Yep. And then BBD had a good shirt idea, Rotten for a Reason. Taylor Jackson sent that. And Rob Moretti said, hook line shirt with runs on the board is runs on the board.
Yep.
Yeah. So those have been fun.
Yeah.
I don't know how much people are buying them or not, but again, the plan there isn't to make, the plan there is not to sell a fuckload of those. It's to, like, serve our community and give them something fun to represent us and support what we're doing, because it does support what we're doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to go look at those. I wanted to buy one the other day and I forgot, remember? It wasn't up yet.
Oh, yeah.
Like the last time we filmed.
Right. And then while you're looking that up, the last question of the ep is coming from Ryan. He said, who says it's the weekly dumb, Jimmy or Jake? Been watching for a couple years now and still keep going back and forth every time I hear it.
Jake says that. It's the weekly dumb. Right?
Yeah.
That's Jake at the end.
But now maybe Zach will put.
Wow. Rotten for a Reason is a great shirt. Get Warehoused, yeah. It's not about revenge. It's about domination. That's the one I wanted to get. Oh, Mozo. That's a great one. Old guys win shit. Okay. Heart over height. All right. Well, I like a lot of these. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you later.